doctorate degrees in the United States. As Dean Fine noted, you are in an elite group. You made the bold decision to advance your education to the highest level in your chosen field, putting in the long, grueling hours and making personal sacrifices along the way to achieve this goal. You deserve this moment. The great American poet Maya Angelou once said, "I think a hero is any person really intent on making a better place for all people." By dedicating your life and career to education, you are already heroes in my book. You know firsthand the transformative power of education, how it provides one with purpose and unlocks potential, and how it opens doors for people to pursue their dreams. Over the course of the last year and a half, countless dreams were sadly put on hold. Our education system was tested to its limits, and many students felt left behind. The pandemic has also, again, painfully exposed the socioeconomic and health disparities that exist not just here in Rhode Island, but throughout the country. As school doors prepare to open this fall, and teachers and students begin to work together to tackle the learning gap that occurred over the months of COVID, your voice and your contributions will be vital. Never have we needed heroes more. As I look out to the class of 2020 and the class of 2021, I see passionate and committed leaders ready to take on the new challenges and make a meaningful difference. Whether you're beginning a new chapter or continuing with the work that you love, you will indeed help make this place better for all. On behalf of the administration here at JWU, congratulations. I know you will continue to make us incredibly proud. I now ask Dr. Karen Sabota, Director of the School of Education, to share her thoughts on the importance of today's ceremony.
Thank you, President Bernardo Souza. It's an honor for me to participate in the doctoral hooding ceremony today at JWU and recognize each one of you for your time, your efforts, and your incredible contributions throughout your educational journey. On behalf of everyone at the university, and especially the faculty, and most importantly, the other students of the School of Education, I welcome and congratulate all of you. To the family and friends who have thankfully gathered here finally with us, we know how proud you are of your special graduates' achievements. Each of them, in their own way, has left an indelible mark on this program and are outstanding members of this class of doctoral graduates from JWU. I also want to recognize the members of our esteemed faculty who have done so much to shepherd all of you through this journey, especially over these COVID times. Thank you. And now a bit of history. Individuals holding a doctorate, from the Latin word meaning to teach, have long been held in high esteem both in academia and the surrounding community. History shows the first doctoral degree was awarded at the University of Paris in the early 12th century and was deemed necessary for individuals entering the teaching profession. In the mid-19th century, doctoral level education shifted to become more research-oriented, based on the influence of German scholars and universities. Here in the United States, Yale granted the first doctoral degree in 1861, and in 1876, the first university based on graduate-level research, Johns Hopkins University, was founded in the United States. Today, we gather to recognize the graduates who have risen above all others and achieved the highest educational degree possible, a Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership. Their pursuit of educational excellence is a reflection of their dedication to their work, to their students, and to a commitment to bettering those around them. They now will join more than 400 Johnson & Wales University doctoral graduates who have crossed this stage for more than 20 years. On behalf of my colleagues on the platform and our faculty seated in the front of the auditorium, we offer our sincere congratulations on your accomplishments. It is now my pleasure to introduce our alumni speaker. Perhaps you've heard of him, Dr. Javier Montañez. On a personal level, he understands the transformational power of education because it changed his life. As a student in Providence, Javier experienced homelessness, and he often attended school only because he knew he would receive 2 meals a day if he did. In high school, he struggled with reading and dropped out of Hope High School. Through perseverance and a drive to succeed, he went back eventually to earn his GED. Since then, Dr. Montañez has dedicated nearly his entire career in education to supporting students in Providence Public Schools as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal. He began his career in Providence as a bilingual teacher at the Spaziano Elementary, then known as Laurel Hill, in 1997. Along the way, he earned a Master's of Education from Rhode Island College and a doctorate in educational leadership from JWU. Under his decade of leadership as principal at Leventon Dual Language Academy, this elementary school has seen significant growth, having gone from being a 1-star rated school to a 3-star in the state's ranking system. Leventon was one of only 3 schools in the entire state that grew by at least 2 stars. As you likely know, Dr. Montañez was tapped in June to step into the role of interim superintendent of schools in Providence. Earlier this morning, at a very early press conference event, Governor McKee suggested that today is a day for great celebration in Providence, as Dr. Montañez has officially been named acting superintendent for the 2021-2022 school year. Javier, we are thrilled that you are spending some time with us today, celebrating your achievements as indicative of the achievements of these fine JWU Educational Leadership graduates whom we are proud to honor today. We are so happy to welcome you to the podium to say a few words. Dr. Javier Montañez.
How do you follow that? Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for having the opportunity, and I'm honored to speak to the graduating class. Many of you may know me as superintendent of Providence Public Schools. Is it hard work? Absolutely. I know what hard work is, and I can tell from personal experience that if you're graduating from this doctorate program, you too know the meaning of hard work. Am I right? It's only been 11 years, but I still have nightmares. When I was enrolled in the program, I was part of a small cohort of about 20 other doctorate candidates, and we made a promise to each other that we will do anything to help each other through thick and thin. There were times when each of us struggled. Did any of you struggle? But we made sure that we were there to lift each other up. One person may excel in statistics, someone else in policy. But we collaborated, and that's why we succeeded. Even better, we became like a family. We have a bond that exists today, and I regularly call on some of my brothers. Notice how we went from cohorts to brothers? Brother David, Brother Mike 1, and Brother Mike 2. They are my sounding boards when I need support as a network. Speaking of support, I want to give a big shout out and of applause to the faculty and staff that worked with you. I could have taken a number of different routes to earn my education, but coming to Johnson & Wales was the best choice I made because of the support that was provided to the students, the people like you and me who are studying the theories in the mornings or in the evenings and putting it to practice the very next day. The professors here modeled the leadership behavior that they or we were studying and made it a huge difference. The coursework prepared me for the day-to-day work as a school leader. Here's an example. I remember having to do a budget for one of my classworks. And next thing I knew, I had to use those strategies to create a budget for my school. Coincidence? They know what they're doing here. Recently, I was asked to step up to the role of acting superintendent in Providence Public Schools at this time when the district was undergoing an important turnaround time. It's not easy work, but because I had an awesome experience at JWU, I stood up and I said, I'll take the challenge. There's many times, many times, you're going to face fear, but don't let it stop you. Many times you're going to face a bump in the road. Don't let that stop you. It's just a bump in the road. Keep moving. From a professional point of view, if you choose to do this work as leaders, if you choose to come to Providence, and the reason why I say Providence, because this is my pitch. I need you. I know what you're bringing, but also I know what's possible. We have professional development that you will continue to grow. On a personal level, you will be overwhelmed and inspiring by the efforts and the perseverance of our students, regardless of what people say. I know my students, I know my community, I know how hard they work. They just need the right leaders. Also, as a human, if you're looking to work every day, knowing that when you go to work in Providence, you are a lifesaver. That's who you're going to be, regardless if it's Providence or wherever you choose to work. Know your worth. Know your core. My nucleus has always been and always will be students. When I choose or make a decision, is it based on what's right for students? I learned something in this program. I was told, as I was going through the program, Javier, stay focused. Stay focused because this work can consume you. If I can tell you anything as a leader, give your heart to the work, but don't forget your family. And you're here because you persevere. You know what hard work is. You're here because your professors supported you. But you're also here, class 2020 and 2021. If you turn your heads around, all those individuals that are in the audience with you, who supported you, who stood by you, or just comforted you. I remember a week before I had to do my presentation, I was about to quit. I couldn't take the pressure anymore. And it was my wife that sat me down and says, oh no. You don't argue with the wife. But I want to say that your decision to come to Johnson & Wales is the best decision you've made. And I can't say enough for the professors that I had. When I didn't believe in myself, they had so much belief in them that I had no choice but to continue. I remember my first conversation. I don't know if he's going to remember, but Dr. Gisparrow, raise your hand. I walked in, first day, not knowing what to expect. And I sat back and I looked. I felt like a fish out of water. I didn't look like the people around me. I didn't speak like the people around me. I said, this is not for me. And I told Dr. Gisparo, I don't think I'll be coming back next week. He only knew me a couple of hours. He grabbed me, sat me down, and says, Javier, don't worry about that. You're going to get through this. We're going to make sure you get through this. And I will always be in gratitude for that speech, because I am the man who I am today with this degree because you believed in me. And I will never forget that. Thank you, class.
I don't think you had any trouble following that. We wish you all the best in your future journey, and we know you have everything you need to be successful for your students and your families here in Providence. Thank you. I now ask Dr. Victor Mercurio to please come forward to present each of our candidates from the class of 2020 for the degree of Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership.
Not in attendance this afternoon, Victoria Rachel Almas, Identification and Support for Homeless Students, a qualitative study of 2 school districts, BA, Rhode Island College, MAT, MED, Rhode Island College, Major Advisor, Dr. Stacy Kite. Hillary Beth Burnham, an investigation into teachers' self-reported attitudes and self-efficacy towards transgender youth in the Northeast, BS, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, MED, University of Massachusetts, Boston, Major Advisor, Dr. Stacy Kite. Carrie Lynn Calabro Pepin, a collective actions approach to reducing chronic absenteeism, analysis of student responses, family court perspectives, and key characteristics of successful and sustainable interventions, BS, Rhode Island College, MED, Providence College, Major Advisor, Dr. Stacy Kite. Amy Zapakta Sedin, teacher perceptions of the contribution of teacher induction on their development of culturally relevant classroom management, BS, Keene State College, MED, University of San Diego, Major Advisor, Dr. Scott Borstel. Erin Caton Custodio, examining teacher trait emotional intelligence and attitudes towards the social and emotional challenges of students with ADHD, a Q methodology study of vital teacher disposition elements, BA, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, MS, Wheelock College, CAGS, American International College, Major Advisor, Dr. Stacy Kite. Mary E. Graff, In Search of Distributed Leadership in Higher Education, an exploratory sequential mixed methods study, BA, Cornell University, MA, University of Connecticut, Major Advisor, Dr. Jack Warner. Kristen E. Hinson, Stakeholder Perspectives of Restorative Practices Implementation in an Urban School District, BA, Wheaton College, MED, Rhode Island College, Major Advisor, Dr. Felice Billups. Not in attendance this afternoon, Lawrence D. Johnson, Assessment of Learning Styles, Perception of Experiential Learning, and Satisfaction of Adults Regarding a Learning Game. BS, Southern New Hampshire University. MA, United States Naval War College. Major Advisor, Dr. Jack Warner. Jenna Marie Coster, Educator Attitudes Towards Middle and Secondary School Co-Teaching, BS, Roger Williams University, MAT, Providence College, Major Advisor, Dr. Scott Borstel. Sol Jane Martinez, Barely Scratching the Surface, a study of culturally responsive teaching practices in teacher preparation programs. BA, University of Rhode Island. MS, the City College University of New York, College of Staten Island. Major Advisor, Dr. Felice Billups. Sarah Medeiros, The Overrepresentation of Black Students in Special Education, a qualitative exploration of the identification process. BA, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. MED, Bridgewater State University. Major Advisor, Dr. Scott Borstel. Heather Ann Osterberg-Aloy, Military Friendly, Assessing Student Veteran Satisfaction with Higher Education. BA, Salve Regina University. MA, Salve Regina University. Major Advisor, Dr. Jack Warner. Zoila Kazeda, Black Male Perspectives on the Pre-Medical School Journey, a qualitative exploration of resiliency. BA, Ramapo College of New Jersey. MED, Salem State University. Major Advisor, Dr. Felice Billups. Tanya Lynn Trudell, Degree Completion among transfer students from community colleges to a baccalaureate degree granting public institution in the Northeast. BA, Eastern Connecticut State University. MOT, Worcester State University. Major Advisor, Dr. Jack Warner. To the entire class of 2020, a round of applause. I now ask Dr. Jack Warner to please come forward to present each of our candidates from the class of 2021 for the degree of Doctor of Education in Education Leadership.
It is my distinct pleasure to read the names of the class of 2021. Julie E. Alfano, Building Level Administrators' Self-Efficacy and Role in Implementing Social Emotional Learning Initiatives. Julie has a BS from Rhode Island College and MED from Providence College, and her major advisor is Dr. Stacy Kite. Kristen Lee Magicomo Bagley, Social Emotional Learning in the Classroom, Teacher Perceptions of Factors Influencing Sustainable Implementation of Conscious Discipline. Kristen has a BS from the University of Rhode Island and MS from Rhode Island College, and her major advisor is Dr. Scott Borstel. Not in attendance today, Renee Henri Boudreau, Urban English Second Language High School Teachers' Use of Technology. Renee has a BA from Providence College, an MA from Brown University, and her major advisor is Dr. Stacy Kite. Lisa Marie Brunetti. The rapid transition to remote learning in a pandemic. Stakeholder perspectives of the student learning experience. Lisa has an AS and BS from Johnson & Wales University, an MBA from Providence College, and her major advisor is Dr. Felice Billups. Kiara Natasha Butler. Decentering the white gaze in education. The relationship between cultural competence and culturally responsive practices. Kiara has a BA from Tougaloo College, an MPA from Belhaven University, and her major advisor is Dr. Stacy Kite. Wow. Okay, Haley, top that. Haley Alicia D'Antono. The Chilling Climate. Stakeholder perspectives of sexual assault reporting procedures on the college campus. Haley has a BS from the University of Rhode Island, an MED from Providence College, and her major advisor is Dr. Felice Billups. Amy Hopkins Ewan. Are we safe enough to take a risk? Psychological safety and innovation in higher education work teams. Amy has a BA from Drew University, an MA from the Universitat Kassel. Her major advisor is Dr. Stacy Kite. Teresa E. Gillette. LGBT plus K-12 educators coming out experiences to promote inclusive communities. Teresa has a BA from Lynchburg College, an MS from the University of New Haven, and her major advisor is Dr. Victor Mercurio. Richard Bowen Gilly. An analysis of the influence of academic reputation on the advising behaviors of international school counselors. Richard has a BA from Wheaton College, an MA from the University of Rhode Island, and his major advisor is Dr. Jack Warner. Lisa Marie Guidici. Here we go. The role of academic advisors in the development of a college student's sense of belonging. Essence stories from the field. Lisa has a BA from the University of Rhode Island, an MS from the University of Rhode Island, and her major advisor is Dr. Felice Billups. Not in attendance today is Laurie Elizabeth Jansen. A mixed methods study focusing on the association between preschool attendance and enrollment and kindergarten readiness. Laurie has a BS from Rhode Island College, an MED and MA from Rhode Island College, and her major advisor is Dr. Stacy Kite. Nancy Abbott Coliff. Reimagining leadership during a pandemic. Perceptions of adaptation, opportunities, and challenges. Nancy has a BA from the University of San Diego, an MED from Worcester State University, and her major advisor is Dr. Jack Warner. Christian R. Lund. Closing the middle school skills gap, aligning community college workforce programs with employer needs. Christian has a BS from the United States Coast Guard Academy, an MPA from Norwich University, an MSCE from Oregon State University, and his major advisor is Dr. Jack Warner. Lisa Danielle McAdam Dunnigan. Duty of care, faculty perception of navigating student conflict and crisis management in short-term study abroad. Lisa has her BA from the University of Connecticut, her MA from the University of Connecticut. Her major advisor is Dr. Stacy Kite. Damian Von Keith Slocum. Mid-level student affairs perspectives on COVID-19, the 2020 exodus from campus. Damian has an AS and BS from Johnson & Wales University and an MBA from Johnson & Wales University, and his major advisor is Dr. Jack Warner. Alicia J. Story, the lived experience of English learners, relegated to a separate room. Alicia has a BS from the University of Rhode Island, an MA from Providence College, and her major advisor is Dr. Felice Billups. Tracy White Taranova, exploring the role of the student-advisor relationship, the transformative educational journey of big-picture learning high school students. Tracy has a BA from Fairfield University, an MED from Providence College, and her major advisor is Dr. Felice Billups. Congratulations, class of 2021. Let's hear it for them. At this time, President Bernardo Souza and Vice Provost Dr. Richard Wiscott will present the graduate degree candidates from the class of 2020 and the class of 2021.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership please stand and remain standing? President Bernardo Souza, it is my pleasure to present these candidates to you. They have met all of the requirements of the university and come to you with the recommendation of the faculty and administration of the Johnson & Wales University doctoral program that you confer upon them the degree of Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership.
Thank you for the presentation of these outstanding candidates. By the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the University, under the laws governing higher education in Rhode Island, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Walk proudly as you carry a legacy that is gaining momentum and growing stronger with each successful class. Please be seated.
Congratulations, graduates, and thank you all once again for joining us on this special occasion. Please remain at your seats until the recessional is complete.